Am I irresistible? Am I irresistible? Yeah, I didn't realise it. Didn't realise it. 2 weeks had gone by since I last uploaded. Didn't realise this. I've been so busy. I've been so very busy. So very busy. So I've been so very busy. I just recorded this in the garage. I just recorded this in my studio. It's September 8, 2025. I have been wanting to talk about this for a while. There was all these posters put up in the inner west in Sydney about 6 weeks ago, and it said Neil Young celebrating it. It said Neil Young, and my partner, she was like, oh, she's a fan of Neil Young, and she was like, she said to me, you come to Neil Young with me? And I didn't think too much about it. I said, sure, yeah, I'll come see Neil Young. Now, what it was that the people who, very deceiving, the people will put the poster together. You're a bunch of fucking idiots, aren't you? Morons. Just... had celebrating in small letters on it. It said Neil Young, but Michelle didn't see the celebrating part. So what happened was, a few days later, my partner, she bought Neil Young tickets, what she thought was Neil Young tickets. She didn't check Google to see if Neil Young was coming out. She got so excited, so she bought the tickets. Was so excited she bought the tickets, and then very excited, and then she was like, oh, because I checked Google, Neil Young's not touring, and I thought he was getting a bit old, and what it said, celebrating Neil Young, and it was some guy from the Tea Party, and some guy from Tumbleweed, and some other fucking guy who couldn't fucking care fucking less about the Tea Party and Tumbleweed. Really couldn't care less about those bands, and it was and so what and Michelle decided not to pay the $20 so that you can get a refund. And this was last week, so this is about August 24. We were house sitting on the other side of Dulwich Hill, and we went into the metro that night, and what I predicted was, I thought, there's going to be so many people there, and they're going to turn around and they're going to say, did you get deceived as well? Did you get deceived? Did you think it was actually Neil Young? No one said that. It was a very mainstream, bogan, sort of preppy, yobbo crowd, kind of very sort of weird, posh bogans. Weird posh bogans, that's the best way I could describe them. And we was very surprised that not one person while we were lying up said, did you get deceived as well? Did you not see the celebrating part? No one said that to us, no one. So we get to the front of the queue, and this is Sydney Metro, George Street, opposite the cinemas. The cinemas, which were once good, not any fucking more than not. Remember in the 1990s? Remember in the 1990s? Do you remember in the 1990s when you had the glass doors at Hoyt's, and just down the road you had Great Union and you had Village? It's not like that anymore because Clover Moore wants she changes everything. I digress a bit. What was I going to say with this? Now, We're in the queue for a while. We get to the front. The woman, we say to her, we want to get a refund. Michelle started off. I kept quiet for a bit. And the girl said, oh no, she said, what we'll do is I'll get the manager out here. It took 6 minutes for the manager to get out there. All this laziness, I was literally about to go back to the studio because I forgot to relate this downstairs, and there was a point I wanted to make. When the girl at the queue, she said, oh, you'll have to contact TK. Immediately I said, oh, okay, I'll do it now. Got onto my phone. I got my phone. And I, without my glasses on, I said out loud, because she was a few feet away, Michelle was right next to me, and I said, so I don't have my glasses, I can't see the screen properly. And I'm looking up Ticketek. She's looking at me do this. I said, I'm calling them back. She went, oh, okay. I said, I don't have my glasses, so I can't see anything. She let me struggle. And Michelle said to me after a minute or so, oh, she said, don't worry. I had no intention of calling Ticketek. I just wanted her to see me struggle. And you know what she should have done? Jeez, customer service has gone out the fucking window, hasn't it? Customer service has gone out the fucking window, hasn't it? There is no fucking customer service anymore. This girl was about 27 years of age. Maybe she was 28. She should have known better. When she saw me struggling, she said, oh, she should have said, no, don't get on the phone to Ticketek, we're going to sort this out. There's no need to get on the phone. She let me attempt to get on the phone without my glasses, I couldn't see anything, at the front of the queue. And she let me do that. Would you let someone do that? Would you do that? Would you let someone, you're going to contact this organisation. Oh, okay, I'll do it right now. I don't have any glasses on, so I'll just see what I can do. Would you let someone struggle like that? Most people these days do. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. And but actually, she was busy. People were looking at us already. People were already looking at us, wondering what was going on. We were the only. I said to her, oh, I thought there'd be a lot of people complaining about this. She said, you're the first people to complain about this. Geez, what a tea party and what is it? Fucking tumbleweed. What the fuck? Boring as batshit. Geez. And yeah, and then the manager took it. 6 minutes later, the manager just called Ticketek. Went, okay. Okay, back to what I was saying. Back to the garage. Pretty soon, I was almost about to go down to the garage. I was about to go down. Do it up here. And then the manager took his time, finally came over to us, younger than we are, and he sort of said, what's going on? And we said, so what happened was, purchased these tickets a while ago, but we were very deceived because it said in small letters, celebrating Neil Young. We thought it was actually Neil Young. And I said, have you seen those advertisements all around town? He said, no. He kept interjecting. And I said, you haven't seen the advertisements all around Sydney, you haven't seen them all around the inner west, the advertisements all over the telegraph poles, you haven't seen that where it says Neil Young and in very, very small letters, celebrating. And he said, no, I haven't seen anything. I said, they're pretty hard to miss. I said, they're a bit hard to miss. So you're telling me, I said, do you drive? He said, yeah. He said, yes. I said, so you drive every day, you drive most days, you haven't seen these posters? And he said, no, I haven't, never seen them. he had to say that because of litigation. He's seen them, but he had to say that for litigation purposes. And Michelle then related to him, we'd like to get our money back. I'd just like to get the ticket money and we're going to go and do something else with our night. And he said, well, you'll have to... Oh, and the woman who, with her phone thing, previously stated, she literally said to us, when we got to... There was many, many people there. She said, you'll have to call Ticketek. You'll have to contact Ticketek to arrange a refund. So we've lined up in a queue for a good half an hour, probably there for about 40 minutes, get to the front of the queue where people are going in, and she says, you'll have to contact Ticketek. What do you think about that? And then the manager came out and he said, you'll need to contact Ticketek. He said, you're fine to go in tonight. I said, oh. I said, it's false advertising. And I said, tomorrow morning, I'm going to be contacting Ticketek. I'm going to get a refund in the morning. He said, oh, that's fine. That's up to you. What do you think about that? What do you think about that whole thing? You think, yeah? I think it's all right? This is how I would do things. I'm going to tell you how I would do things. Because I worked in hospitality and retail in yesteryear. I worked in hospitality and retail from 1990 through to about 2008, off and on. Like I was, and Seagull Sydney. Remember Seagull Sydney? Remember Seagull Sydney? Remember Seagull Sydney? Now, this is what I would have done. This is what I would do if I was the manager of a metro theatre, like people are going to go in and watch concerts. And by the way, that we did go in. It was fucking terrible. No seating except upstairs, and first in, first served. It's a really terrible setup. I think a Bath is playing there in January, but I'm very reluctant to go. In fact, I'm probably not going to attend a Bath, mainly because the Metro Theatre is it's a really fucking horrible setup. Now, got in, and I got anxiety and claustrophobia straight away. And Michelle, she managed to, she walked towards the front area, but where the stalls, it's such a bullshit fucking setup in there, such a terrible, terrible setup. I'm just surrounded by bogans, by elite bogans, by all these bogans and yobbos and some of them were coming. In the place that I decided to stay, I didn't want anyone around me at all, but there was a lot of people there. For some reason, the spot that I decided to stay in, everyone wanted to just brush by these big bogans, these big guys walking past me holding 4 cans of JD each, and when the band came on, because all I wanted to hear, Ozzy had passed a few weeks before this. Ozzy Osbourne had passed, and all I wanted to hear was Sabbath. All I wanted to hear. If it hadn't actually been Neil Young, I would have been excited. Michelle would have been excited, but it fucking wasn't. And when these people took to the stage, they didn't have any stage presence. It was drab, it was dreary, it was boring, it was uninteresting, just uninteresting. We lasted 2 songs, and Michelle said to me, because there was a lot of interference going on during that time. People were getting too close to us, people getting in our way, people almost getting in our face, not intentionally, but just belligerent people who were nearby, and it was just not a comfortable scenario. No one came by and offered us seats because Michelle had to sit down and sing, and there's no fucking seats in there. Metro Theatre, you got no seats. What's going on with that? Tell me how wonderful I am. Tell me how wonderful I am. Now, do you want to know what I would do if I was the manager? If I was the manager of a place like, I was the manager of a place like that, what I'd do, straight up what I'd do, I have $1,000 in my pocket, consisting of 50s, mainly 50s and 20s, in my wallet for the night, for an event. I have it in my wallet. And then if if someone has changed their mind, or there's been a change of mind, there's been some sort of error. The Metro Theatre is one big error. It's one big error. Metro Theatre. Metro Theatre. And there's a thing with a couple of customers. Say, look, we thought it was going to be this, but it's this. We didn't realise it was going to be this. We'd like a refund. The attendant calls the manager, and the manager comes. If I was the manager, I'd come out straight away and say, "Good evening." I'd say, "Good evening. How are you tonight? Blah, blah, blah. How can I help you?" They explain the situation to me, and I'd say, right, take them into a nice discreet spot, not far away, a few metres away. How much do you pay for the tickets? Blah, 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 blah. Or what I'd do is I'd just take, say, $400. Depending on how much, whatever the cost of the ticket was, I'd open up my wallet, and also I'd carry about 20 drink coupons in my wallet, about 20 of them per night, and a couple of food vouchers. So I'd on the spot, open my wallet, give them their money back. I just say if the tickets were $100 each, I'd give them $200. I'd give them 4 drink vouchers and 2 food vouchers. No more drama, done. Because what it is you don't want to attract attention. Time is valuable. You don't want to attract attention. Don't make the customers unhappy. Don't make the customers unhappy. And when I worked in retail hospitality during the 90s and into the zeros, I really should have been getting myself an agent and becoming a movie star earlier, but that's a whole other different story. And I digress. Now, the camera loves me. The camera loves me. Now, say it does. Say it. The camera loves you. The camera loves you. Say it. Say it. Say it. The camera loves you. Now, what I would do is, so you don't create a scene, because Michelle related to me, she said people are already starting to be like, what's going on with them, what's going on there, what's going on there. You want to get the situation cleared up as soon as possible. Event manager, the manager at the Metro, don't stand around arguing with people and creating your own argument and debate. Don't do it. What you want to do is get this situation cleared up as soon as possible. So, if I was manager, I'd have $1,000 in my pocket per event, drink vouchers, food vouchers, and if the people, I'd say, did you come here? I'd say, did you come here tonight by car? Did you drive in? Yes. Oh, did you pay for parking? Yes. And I'd give them $20 for their parking. So you want to get this situation cleared up and settled as soon as possible. So on the spot, money back for the tickets, food vouchers, drink vouchers, and money for the parking, and you get on with the night. But this guy, this manager, he interjected a lot. I was talking over the top of him a fair bit and relating things to him, because I said, what are you going to do now? He said, what do you mean? I said, what's your next move? I was hinting at him to pretty much get his wallet out and give us money and refund us on the spot. But he said, what do you mean? I said, what are you going to do now? He said, what do you mean? I said, as far as, I shouldn't have to say it, back in back in the good old days, back in the good old days, the manager would whip his wallet out. Sorry about that. So sorry that happened. I'm really sorry that happened to you. Have a good night. Done. And it's a tax write-off. If you had half a brain, it's a tax write-off. It's a tax write-off. And it's making the customer happy. And so this guy, he just stood there, trying very neutral, wanted to argue a bit. I was talking over the top of him. I was like, no, stop. I was like, stop. Listen, you're not listening. You have to listen, you're not listening. Be calm, be calm. You weren't listening to us, were you? You weren't listening. It was a bit robotic. He wasn't listening. He was, it was a shame. It was disappointing. If you see an unhappy customer and they've approached you, and in that situation, get your wallet out, give them their money back, give them a couple of drink vouchers, give them a food voucher, pay for their parking. Because if they say, look, we thought it was this, and we didn't read on the advertisement that it was this, and it's like there's many people around, so just solve the situation. There's many people who are not good at solving situations. Charlotte said to me, she said, we'd make fantastic managers. Because I relayed what I would have actually done. I said, what I would have done. She's like, we'd make fantastic managers, wouldn't we? We'd make fantastic managers, wouldn't we, Pat? We would, because I would just be like, on the spot, done, finished, no drama, tax write-off. But he was standing there, he was just, well, you'll have to sort that out with Ticketek, and I said, we're going to go in. He said, that's fine. And I said, but tomorrow I'm getting a refund. He said, that's entirely up to you. It's like, fuck off. And I was meant to do this. I was going to do this video the very next day. We were house sitting at the time, and I've just been doing other things. I've been doing other things. Metro Theatre, what a bullshit plug. Fucking hate seeing anything at the Metro Theatre. I've seen Morbid Angel at the Metro Theatre, I've seen Cannibal Corpse at the Metro Theatre, I've seen a few things at the Metro Theatre. It's a bit inconvenient there. There's no chairs anymore. You've got to stand up. The only chairs are upstairs, first in, first served. And the crowd there, oh my gosh, they gave me anxiety and claustrophobia immediately. It wasn't good. Listen. So that's how it should be done. Don't stand around arguing with the customer. There's a full queue of people around. Resolve the situation immediately. I'd carry $1,000 in cash in my wallet for each event. Food vouchers, drink vouchers. Anyone comes up to me and says, look, we're not feeling well tonight, or we've changed our minds, we don't want this, said that, and now we're getting this instead, right? I'll solve it in 1 minute. But these days, managers, they want to stand around and argue. They want to argue. They want to argue with you. Avoid anything at the Metro Theatre. It's just not well designed. What did we do afterwards? We had some Thai, we walked down to Circular Quay, we sat across the road from the Fortune of War for a while, and what did we end up doing? We got a 333 and we got a 428 home. Yeah. Tell me what you think of the Metro Theatre. If you think all managers just carry $1,000 in cash in their wallet at all times, plus food and drink vouchers.